Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I am working feverishly trying to finish this journal. I promise I'm trying. So today I thought I would come along and make some tags. I have them, I wouldn't say pretty well completed because I don't know how long this is going to take to complete them, but I've done a lot of things that would have taken a really long time on camera. So I am I'm nearly there, I think, with these. So let me tell you what I am doing. I have a paper pack. It's the Dear Jane paper pack, I believe is what it's called, that I got, I think, from Joann Fabric. And in it was a 12 by 12 sheet. Let me see if there's another one. No. It was actually a window, and so it was like maybe 6 window panes, all together. And I decided to take them apart and make them the back side of a tag so you can write on them. And on the front side, so I cut them into the tag, and then on the front side I've taken a lot of my scrap pieces and collaged each one of them, and then now we are going to decorate them. I've stitched around, and so now I'm inking. I rounded the corners, and I have a plan, I think. So while that glue is drying, I'm just going to So on this, I took my Tim Holtz Heart die cut, and I cut out the biggest one, and then I layered it with, I tried to put then this one size smaller heart kind of centered in it to see if I could get a good cut. And come to find out, it's really not, like an equal step down, if you understand what I'm saying. But I thought it still turned out okay. And so I'll show you here. So I'm filling it in with some lace. So I took this size and cut it out of it. And I thought we would just, layer them on here. I want to do a little stamp, I think, on this. This one is this image I found secondhand somewhere, yard sale, thrift store, I'm not quite sure. It's a Stampabilities. I'm kind of hurrying because I have to run into town. It seems like I'm always having to run into town, doesn't it? My friend Donna, who lives here, she says, why don't you guys just live in town? You're here almost every day anyway. I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, that's pretty. And I think I'll do just kind of a little bit on the other side here. Okay. And I wanted to have the smaller heart kind of behind so you can see it through the lace a little. I did plug that in, didn't I? Yet. I was just checking to make sure I plugged in my hot glue. I've been trying really hard to catch up on some of my videos, and so I'm choosing, one person and just like binge watching, which is fun. That's not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad way to watch. So in any spare time I've had over the weekend, I've just kind of been going through one person at a time. And, you know, once again, it does not cease to amaze me how many different styles and how many amazing crafters are out there. And I just want to do it all. And here I am 3 weeks into this journal. I'm like, come on, how can I do it all if it takes me this long? One person, I was watching her videos, and she showed, I believe it was a Happy Mail, and she said, oh, and I'm going to do this such and such video with some of these papers. 3 videos later, and I looked to see how long the time was from one to the next. It was 1 week. 3 videos later, she's showing the flip through of the completed journal. And here I am 3 weeks later saying, let's make a tag. It's ridiculous. I mean, it isn't a race or anything like that. I do get tired of looking at the same paper. It's beautiful paper, but then I think, ooh, I have that. I want to look at that some now. But instead, I've got, you know, a disaster area going on of pink in my craft room. I love pink, like I've said, but it's a disaster area. All right, this might be an under 5-minute tag right here. I mean, it only took me 2 or 3 hours to prep for it, but you guys only have to sit through a few minutes, so that's not bad. I was watching Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah, and she's done a couple of videos lately where she's made several tags in one video, and she is literally starting from scratch. Now, I must say, she's smarter than I am, and she knows how to like pause or put things together. So it does take her longer. I just don't know how to do any of that. So there's that. All right, I've got my trusty finger protector, and I'm going to add a little lace to the top of this. I'd say one thing about it is that the feeling isn't the same, you know, when you have this bulky thing on the end. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but I think it's turning out all right. It's supposed to get really, really cold here this week. Highs in the teens for a couple of days. So yeah, today I've got, it's cold outside, so I've got a long sleeve shirt and a sweater on. These colors go lovely together, don't they? I'm actually a little bit warm, but I know it'll be cold outside. It's not terribly cold yet. I think it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but not terribly cold yet. Today's Monday. Did anybody care about the Super Bowl yesterday? I didn't care. Except for, I guess the quarterback, whatever his name is. I guess that, he had gotten let go from his, that's cute. That fits, right? So I have to do it. He had gotten let go from his team that he had taken to the Super Bowl so many times. And this was his first year on the team. And so for him to achieve what he achieved is kind of, you know, a stick your nose or stick your tongue out moment at the people who let them go. So there's that. Other than that, I didn't really care. My husband watched it. I ate snack food. Too much of it. Okay, so there's the first one. And that's the writing space on the back. So that's cute. All right, next. All right, so this one is, again, one of those. And here's the scraps that I did. Okay, so on this one, I want to put some brads. And I think I'll just use my pokey tool. Let's see here. I'm going to try and get them sort of in the same place, you know. Try to sort of. So I took some pieces of ribbon that I had laying around in a drawer, and I just kind of crisscrossed them and sewed them down. Glued and then sewed. And I stitched around it, even though it's like the same color as the paper, so it's hard to tell, but, oh, the back side too, it's kind of the same color, but it is stitched around. I'm going to poke these in just to kind of decorate the sides. And ink around that real quick before I forget to do it. I know there's a button laying around too. You guys see it? I was going to be putting a button on this one. I had it all prepared. Oh, I see it. I'm just trying to flatten that really well so that it glues down nicely. This could have been something I did before turning the camera on, huh? All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Maybe I'll ink around it first. Yeah, all these little bits and pieces doing the collage. I'm thinking it took me probably about an hour and a half to do these 3 journaling cards or tags, whatever you want to call them. And it takes longer when you're kind of stacking them in there. So I cut them exactly to fit. I didn't do any tearing. So yeah, that definitely makes it take longer. Okay, glue. The one thing about these, I don't have, you know, an idea of what the pockets or whatever are going to be like that it'll go in, but whatever it is, since these are going to be kind of bumpy, it's going to have to be made so that it can take a bumpy card pretty easily. So I've got to keep that in mind when I go to put them somewhere. just going to glue that on top. I'll go ahead and use this. I might actually use the Fabri-Tac since I've got some ribbon there at the bottom. And then I have a button, of course. Okay. Cut that one down just a little. Someday, I did buy a different pair of scissors that are sharp. These have lost their sharpness at the end, or never had it, I don't know. But I did buy another pair and they're nice and sharp, but I don't like how long they are. Anyway, so there's number 2. Okay, number 3. So on this one, I've done most of it once again. Same idea. And then I took a vintage doily and kind of cut it in a little bit more than half. And I glued and sewed it down. And then I took, I have another heart die cut that's not the elongated hearts, more the, you know, traditional heart shape. And I cut a couple of those out to layer on top. So I'm thinking like that. I like that. So that works for me. It seems like maybe a lot of thought didn't go into this, but trust me, it has been hours. Make sure I have that where I want it. And I think that's good. Oopsie. I'll let that sit for a second. And then I just have another banner. I love banners. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I really like adding little banners to things. Just kind of fills in a space. I wish I had a bunch of numbers. I need to print out somebody's numbers because I know that would be good too. I just don't have them. And I thought, oh, I could go, or words. I thought, oh, I could go and make a sheet of them earlier today. I just don't want to. I need to do it when I'm not in the middle of a project, you know? And then I think that might be better for me. Okay. So there is number 3. I might put a tab, you know, of some sort at the top, but I don't think it needs it. I think it's really cute. Okay, and then this last one, so my daughter got a new pair of jeans this weekend, and on it was a tag hanging from one of these ball chain thingies. And I've seen Tina, once again, at Shabby Dabby Doodah, several times using these to hang things off of tags or journaling cards. And I thought, well, I might do that. So that is what I'm going to try and do with this one. Okay, so for this heart, I took the biggest one, and then this was the offcut. Luckily, I had enough space all the way around, and so I just layered them. I inked around and then layered them to get an even bigger heart to kind of hang off the front of this, I'm hoping. And so it'll be loose, and you can write on the back as well as it being a pretty, you know, it's like useful-ish. But to do that, of course, I'm going to have to, you know, put a eyelet in it, and it makes me nervous because I don't want to ruin it because I really like it, but I'm going for it. I am going for it. I'm going to make sure that it will not fit in the smaller hole. No. Okay. A lot of times I make myself a little hole to center down in there so that I don't have to guess so much what I'm doing. And then this is a little one, a really, you know, with the small little shank thingy. I don't know if that's what you call it. So that hopefully it works out right. I'm actually thinking I'm going to put, no, I'm not. I always have such a hard time with it, and I don't want to fight with it today, so never mind. This part, though, to me, is not easy. I mess these things up often. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, it has like this little sharp, you know, part where it, so maybe I'll take and see if I can flatten it down a bit. Yeah, that flattened it down. Okay, good. And so then, this is the part I'm not sure about. If I should make 2 holes or 1 hole for it to hang from. I think 1. I think 1, and I'm going to need to shorten the ball chain. All right, I'm going to eyeball a center point. I think that's off a little, so I'll scoot it over. I know my daughter's looking at the clock. I'm having to take her into town. I know she's looking at the clock because I told her I'm going to try and make a video real quick. But we're almost done. Almost done. Okay, that one worked out better. I should have used that. I never know which one to use. Okay. All right, let's get an idea of where we want it to hang. I don't want it to hang so far that it's like that. I want it to kind of be within the journaling card or tag, whatever. So let me get my little cutters. And we're gonna try here. Okay, that's fine, because when I put it into a pocket, it'll hang out of the pocket anyway, but I think that's cute. All right, so we did it. Here are our 4. Hopefully you guys can see them all. Anyway, hope you guys like them, and hopefully I will finish this journal this week. Let's cross our fingers. Thanks for watching. Bye.